It's Election Day, and CSUN's campus is a voting center where people can cast their ballots for President of the United States. While some students have their own beliefs about the eclipse and what it means, I'm just excited to be able to watch this historical event for myself. Spencer Ferreira for On Point, back to you in the studio. The California State University student assistants are voting on creating a union that would be the largest of undergraduate students in the country. The polling does close at 8 o'clock, so it is recommended to get here sooner before the line behind me gets even longer. At Cal State Northridge, Spencer Ferreira, Valley View News. Former President Trump held a rally in Coachella during some cool 100-degree weather. People were lining up as early as 6 a.m. just to get in. Shuttle buses were required to be taken to and from the venue. Trump started his rally by talking about immigration and detailing his plans for what he calls Operation Aurora.
I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil.
Trump also emphasized the types of tax cuts he plans to bring if elected to office.
No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors.
Secret Service and sheriffs had their work cut out for them. A man was arrested for possessing multiple illegal firearms. He was taken into custody just before the scheduled start time of the rally. He has since been released on a $5,000 bail. After the rally, supporters were left stranded waiting for bus pickup. There were 3 designated parking spots that people came in from. While leaving, there was only one location to go for pickup. There was no designated area for each of the bus pickup spots. This resulted in people walking in the streets, not allowing the buses to get through. Several hours went by until all buses were cut off, forcing people to walk miles to their cars. It's Election Day, and CSUN's campus is a voting center where people can cast their ballots for President of the United States. CSUN's voting center is located at Redwood Hall, and people are lining up to make their voices heard. Officials say there are tons of first-time voters. One thing to note is that first-time voting isn't always happening when you turn 18.
So for the last couple years, due to religious reasons, I didn't vote, and I thought that it wouldn't matter anyway. So now that I left that religion, I feel like now is the opportunity to really make a difference and just change the future of what America can be.
While there are many first-time voters, there are also those who can't vote. Some people believe voting is an opportunity for ineligible voters to make their voices heard.
I'm not really in favor for either candidate, but I think it's important to exercise that right, to exercise the right to vote, because a lot of people, especially within my family, aren't able to vote. So sometimes it's not even my own vote. I'm also voting for my family in retrospect as well. So it's very important to exercise that right because a lot of people don't have it.
Voters have a variety of reasons to make the choices they do.
I love positive change. I love people making their own decisions. I love people just doing stuff for their own good and good benefit,
The polling does close at 8 o'clock, so it is recommended to get here sooner before the line behind me gets even longer. At Cal State Northridge, Spencer Ferreira, Valley View News. The communities of Wrightwood, Mount Baldy, and Pinion Hills were completely devastated by the bridge fire. With over 54,000 acres burned, people were forced out of their homes and had to quickly think on their feet about what to grab and where to go. It's a situation that you can prepare for, but it is a completely different experience in the heat of the moment.
It's something that I've always thought about, been around fires most of my life, but never had to actually leave. And so you're thinking, important things, but you don't really know what those important things are until you have limited space and 2 dogs to pile in the car.
The fire was expanding quickly and roads were closing as the evacuations were being enforced. However, there were still people that needed to get home so that they could take some stuff with them. Police weren't allowing anyone by, even if it was to get their pets. One evacuee made sure to get home, even if it meant taking a completely different route.
So I couldn't just take a major road, no matter how much I told them, hey, I need to get my dog, I need to get my stuff. I need to help my roommates who are still at home. They didn't care. They wouldn't let me in. So I basically had to make my own way home.
And that road back home was anything but easy.
We went through uncharted territory, essentially. Up multiple different mountains, through bushes. We even saw a rattlesnake at one point. and thankfully none of us got bit. But I was just covered in scratches and everything.
The firefighters did an amazing job, going up to Wrightwood, the town I live close to. You can see like they somehow kept it away from almost everything significant, somehow, and forced it up the mountain ridges that weren't a problem, where there was no homes.
Spencer Ferreira, Valley View News. The California State University student assistants are voting on creating a union that would be the largest of undergraduate students in the country. I want to start this conversation by talking about what you guys do specifically. So I'm going to start with you, Ivan. You're a union representative. Could you tell me a little bit about what you do?
I'm an activist as well as a organizer, and that's what we are doing here now at Season, and organizing the student assistants.
Why are you guys voting to unionize? Let me start with you, Danielle.
Students should be able to have benefits that allow them to have the union power, the grouping behind having equal pay, having sick pay, having time off, and all of these other things that are entitled to actual union workers should also be entitled to the student workers as well.
Valentina, is that something that you can relate to? Anything that you would like to add to what she said?
I use this job to pay for my books, pay my tuition, and I would say it is kind of hard, and especially trying to balance everything as a first year.
I just want to get one last final thought from each of you, starting with you, Danielle.
Student work is real work, and with the union, all students get, fair equality, so yeah.
And you, Valentina?
I would say, especially in my department, when we're trying to help students come to CSUN, it's extremely important for the future generations that are going to be coming here and working here.
It's basically the needs of the student assistants, what they need at this point.
This is On Point. I'm your host, Spencer Ferreira, along with our guests, Danielle, Ivan, and Valentina. Thanks for watching.